Hey, good morning, guys. We are back. I got a hard-hitting, heavy one here for you this morning. Hopefully, you guys get something from it. I want to talk about the separation between the people and our government and our banks and our political parties and our religious beliefs and our racial differences. Wow, Alan, really? You want to go down that road? Are you out of your mind? I clearly must be. See, any time that we, and I am as guilty as the next person, because I do believe there are people out there that are trying to control other people. Manipulation is part of humanity. That's what we all do. Believe it or not, we're manipulators. And we do this to each other. Governments do it to its people, the banking system does it to its industries. We all do it. And it's funny. I heard a person one time say, "Well, there's manipulation everywhere," and I never thought about it too hard. And then it was like, well, that's where the push-up bra came from, right? Lipstick, I mean, mascara, isn't that manipulation, right? Just just a thought. So you wonder, why are they trying to say, well, the red team against the blue team, and this political or this race is the problem, this old white guy is the problem. All of that is division. All of that separates us from each other. Our true strength is each other, not the people telling us who the problems are. This is a great spiritual lesson that I learned a while back, and it's brilliant, and it's worked for me. Am I perfect at it? Obviously not. If you watched any of my videos, I'm not perfect at this, but I'm getting better. And it goes something like this: when you find fault or do battle with anything else, you're truly doing battle with yourself, with your soul, with whatever you want to call it, your karma, your consciousness, whatever your beliefs are about your inner being, your power, your strength within. Anytime you do battle with another, with an institution, with a person, with an environment, with an animal, with anything that you come across and you are battling, you are diminishing your own inner strength. And it's hard for us to see it that way, but the more you think about this in your life, it's true. And physically, you can feel the effects of it. Almost everybody you know or I've ever had an argument with, at the end of the argument, did you just feel tense and wound up and just like, oh, that was great, I want to do that again? No. See, that's your body and your inner being telling you that you are outside of what it believes. The God, source, light, whatever, again, whatever beliefs you have, because I like them all. You're diminishing your own power, your own strength. You are. You cannot go into a happy moment or a spiritual place of growth by finding fault with any other, of anything. I'm not talking just about people or political parties here. I'm talking about when you find fault. Now, I'm not talking about preference. Of course, I want a green car. I don't like blue cars. I like green cars. Yes, that's a preference. It's not a fault. It's not to be judged upon. That's what we all do. We walk around. Judgment is another level from preference, right? Oh, I prefer, I just happen to like corn tortillas, not flour tortillas. Whatever it is. Those are preferences. But when you're finding fault or you're putting judgment upon another individual, all the great leaders taught us this. Christ taught us about judgment from, I think that was his biggest lesson. And looking back, I think it was the only time that I, off the top of my recollection, I'm not a big time Bible guy, but I've read it a couple times, was when he went to the bankers and lost his temper and was throwing tables around. The story goes. He found judgment and he judged others and he diminished his own inner strength and his own power and his own ability. And it's not lost on me. It's that your strength comes from within. And if you listen to most people, you would say the world is crashing, the economies are crashing, and that could be happening. And I'm not here to tell you that that's not going to happen, because I don't have a crystal ball. I just don't. But I know this: the well-being of man is thriving. We are, no matter if there's hard times or not, we will get past those hard times, because that's what we do. Why? Because that's who we are. We move forward. And those people telling you about doomsday and the end of man and nuclear holocaust and the rest of that, that's not going to happen on this planet. Just not going to happen. How do I know that? I just know that. It's pretty obvious to me. Man thrives. Even if we go backwards for a few years, we thrive afterwards. We excel, as we always do. So even when I get down and I bag on the bankers and the governments at times on this channel, just remember that deep inside, when you do battle with another, you diminish your own power and your own abilities. You can take that for what it's worth, one man's opinion. But if you follow that, because I didn't believe it the first time I heard it. First time I heard it, that's absurd. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard a man tell me before. Then I started using it. And the more I used it, and the more I learned, and the more I noticed that my life was changing around it, and I was making a better day, and I was having better days time and time and time again. Anyway, 2 cents from an old man. Take it or leave it. Just a fun little video that I think in the times we live in today, that we need to find things we appreciate about each other. And appreciation is the key. Because you know why appreciation is so important? You can't hate and appreciate at the same time. So if you're appreciating, you can't hate. Not at the same moment, you can't. Challenge you to try that. All right, guys, just a quick little motivational speech, if you will. Try not to give speeches or lectures, but it's worked for me. I hope you guys try it. Anyway, we'll be back with some other crypto stuff and future videos coming your way. Thanks for sticking around, and more content coming. Thanks, guys.